Today we're doing a review of the Goruck GR0. In this video, we're gonna talk about the pros, the cons, we're gonna pack this bag out, and if you're not quite feeling this bag, not sure if it's for you, you wanna play the field a little bit more, then at the end of this video, I'm gonna make some alternative bag recommendations that are similar, but a bit different, so you can try and find the bag that best suits your needs. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the gist of the Goruck GR0. As you might indicate from the patch, Goruck is an American company that's very rooted in like military history. Both the founders were in the military. And they started by making bags that are meant for rucking. And rucking is when you take this bag, take a bunch of weights, and just load it up and then hike until from sunrise to sunset. But for a bag to be able to handle that, it needs to be very well constructed. And because of that impressive construction Goruck bags have, they got like a cult-like following. And now people use their bags for traveling and everyday carry, and not just rucking. Let's talk about some of the top features of the GR0. We've got a quick access front/compartment, the ability to pop your own patch on, clamshell style opening, MOLLE attachment points on the outside and the inside of the bag, a bomb-proof laptop compartment, and Goruck's signature harness system, which is a bit controversial, but we'll talk about that 3 sections from now. As of recording, the GR0 only comes in a few color options, but Goruck's constantly adding new colors and new fabrics to the mix. The size of the GR0 is 16 liters, which is a great EDC size for people who have smaller frames. A lot of everyday carry backpacks are moving towards like 20 to 24 liters, but if you don't carry a ton of gear, and you just want something small and manageable and simple, 16 liters is a great size. For dimensions, we're looking at a height of only 15 inches. We've got the normal width of around 12 inches and a fully packed out depth of around 4 inches. The weight of the GR0 will vary depending on which fabric you get. We have the Cordura version, which on scale number 1 clocks in at 2 pounds and getting 2.2 pounds on scale number 2, so somewhere in that range. This is the GR0 when it's empty, and this is the GR0 when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation squad. I'm 5'8", and our media manager Margaret is 5'2". And I'm gonna pack this bag out throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Goruck has one of the best warranties in the game. It's called their Scars Lifetime Warranty. It's really hard to beat, they got your back. But that really impressive warranty, plus the fact that a lot of Goruck bags are made in America, plus the impressive construction, equals this bag runs around $275 US. But Goruck oftentimes has sales as well, so do be sure to keep an eye out for that. And if at any point in this review you're thinking to yourself, dude, $275? Ha! I would have paid double, idiots. And you're gonna make a purchase. We do recommend that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Goruck GR0. First of all, the front of the bag, let's talk about the aesthetic. Obviously, very dominated by this patch right here. If you like patches, you will dig Goruck bags. Good thing about patches is they can be replaced with other Goruck patches, or you can get crazy with it and make your own patches. You know what to do. But while the patch allows you to sort of customize the bag to hit your own aesthetic, at the end of the day, this aesthetic is very sort of like tough guy, military, rucksacking sort of a vibe, which will either resonate with you or it won't. The MOLLE attachment points at the bottom give you options for external carry. Clip a carabiner on there, carry a water bottle, hand sanitizer, get weird with it. Oh, but let's talk about the fabric too, because Goruck has lots of fabric options. And this one is utilizing their signature 1000D Cordura. Cordura makes some of the best fabrics on the planet, and 1000D is like super tough. Like, it is crazy how just tough this fabric is. To the point where they used to have this fabric on the back of the shoulder straps, but it's like so tough, like it like hurts your skin, you know? So they have since replaced the shoulder strap fabric, but the rest of the bag is made with this, which if you're into that whole like military, tough sort of vibe, this fabric helps to build upon that. It's so abrasion resistant, it's crazy. But let's talk about the first pocket, which is this front slash pocket. This pocket only goes to the bottom of the bag, the very bottom. It's a great pocket for quick access to things that don't need a lot of organization, right? Like I'm not gonna put a bunch of little tiny things in there because there's no additional organization in this pocket. It's just a sort of drop pocket, a little throw all. So for me, I'm gonna put things in this pocket that, you know, I don't need to organize too much, but I want quick access to, like my big over-the-head headphones, Sony's. And you can see this pocket has some capacity to it, so I can get my AirPods in there as well as my glasses. Because of the nature of this pocket, it's just a great quick access spot, so when I wanna grab glasses real fast, they're there. Nice and easy. And it is covered by this flap right here. This flap has pros and cons. The pro, extra weather resistance if the rain falls on down. The water is less likely to get into that zipper. But on the con side, it kind of creates a little bit of an interference. Sometimes you might get caught on there. Pros and cons to everything. Now, moving on, let's talk about the middle of the Goruck GR0. Now, this bag has a very thin silhouette. We're not dealing with a lot of depth here, so there's no room for water bottle holders, which may be a make or break on a bag for you. And really on the outside, we only have this top handle. There's not a lot of space to grab in this top handle. Gets a little tight in there. But the good thing about Goruck's top handles is that they are so well constructed. Look at all this reinforced stitching right here. This handle ain't going nowhere. Now let's get into the main compartment. And remember how I told you have this little flap right here? Well, the main compartment also is protected by these flaps, which have the same pros and cons. Pro, extra weather resistance. Con though, you might get stuck sometimes, you know? And one thing to note about Goruck main compartment zippers in general is they are very Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? There's a few reasons for this. Number one, these are chunky ass YKK number 10 zippers, so they're just, you know, they're super intense and like just chunky. But it really comes down to this 1000D Cordura material. It's so tough and it's so unrelenting that the zippers kind of suffer in their opening and closing sometimes as well. But as you open and close this bag hundreds of times, the fabric will soften, making it a little bit of an easier opening and closing scenario. Main compartment, full clamshell style opening, but notice how dark it truly is inside the GR0. At least this one, it depends. Like I got the Goruck double ripstop over here, and you can see they did this nice blue interior with the gold. So it will vary from Goruck bag to Goruck bag. The black interior has pros and cons, like everything else. The pro, not gonna get dirty. This could be covered in mud right now and you'd have no idea. Maybe it is. But the con, I mean, it's just hard to know what's kind of put where, especially if it's a little bit darker outside. What about you? Like, would you prefer a darker interior that's never gonna show dirt? A lighter interior that might get dirty, but it creates a highlight effect inside the bag? Somewhere in the middle? Let me know what you think about interior colors in the comments below. For organization, on the front flap, we have a non-mesh zippered pocket on the top and a mesh zippered pocket on the bottom. And then on the back side, we got this little sleeve right here and all the MOLLE attachment points at the top. Time to show you what 16 liters can actually pack out. Here I got a bunch of EDC stuff. We're gonna start by putting some tech pouches on the bottom of the bag, both by air. And you can see we've already taken up a large majority of the real estate of this bag. Actually, I'm gonna throw a book in that back sleeve. It's a nice, perfect fit for a novel. Tech pouches again, hoodie on the top, hat there. Then in the zipper pockets on the other side, I'm gonna throw a small battery on one side, larger laptop power bank on the bottom mesh compartment, and we're gonna try and fit a water bottle in there as well. I don't think this is gonna, I think we pushed the bag maybe too far. We've gone too far. Now there's a few things interfering with this. We got these big ass bulky headphones and glasses in the front compartment. So if you keep the front compartment a little bit more on the empty side, you can see what can actually fit into the main compartment. I will say this feels pretty on par for a 16 liter to me, 15, 16, somewhere in that range. But what's interesting is unlike other Goruck bags, like the double compartment here is like this guy is it 16 liters, Margaret? But it packs like a 22. Like it's crazy. But that also depends on the material. This ripstop Robic has a bit more give to it. Versus this 1000D Cordura, much more abrasion resistant than the ripstop. You can drag this thing behind in a truck and it's gonna be fine, but it has less give and pull in that kind of a sense, less expansion properties. And real fast, if you're watching this and you're like, wow, there's a whole world of bags out there, and this Aaron guy is enlightening me with his interesting facts and kind of bizarre sense of humor. Well, if that's the case, and you are enjoying this little lesson about everything deep diving into the world of bags, then I gotta tell you, you might have a little something that we in the industry refer to as bag fever. I got it. Margaret's got it, lots of us got it. And if that's the case, and you're one of us, you might be smitten to find out that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic backpack reviews that you should totally subscribe for, but we also have a world-class newsletter that like brings you behind the scenes. It's like a deep dive of the carry community and this like revolution that's happening in the bag world right now. And the newsletter from Nomads Nation is the best way to stay on top of it all. So if you wanna know what's happening with the newest drops, limited edition collabs, industry gossip, and everything in between, then you're gonna wanna sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do so by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Now let's talk about the back of the Goruck GR0. Starting with the laptop compartment. Goruck claims their laptop compartments are bomb-proof. I can't prove that right or wrong, but I can tell you they're very durable. Hear this? That's padding, dude. You see this? That's padding, dude. Do you see this? This is a very non-concerned person putting their laptop in their bag because they know that it's gonna be taken care of. Not necessarily in a bomb, I have no idea, but just in general, you feel, oh man, that's nice. And also, we got a little bit of a false bottom going on, so the bottom of the laptop is like right there. So when you drop the bag, the laptop, not gonna get injured. Safe and sound, baby. So well padded. You're not gonna get a bigger laptop in here than a 13-inch, I don't think, maybe a 14-inch. I don't have a cutout to test that. And then you got the shoulder straps here on top of it, kind of a little bit of a theft resistance, so people are less likely to steal your. And speaking of the shoulder straps, these are definitely the thinnest Goruck shoulder straps my eyes have ever seen. 2.5 inches? Those are very small, which is great because this bag is designed for people with smaller frames, right? It's only a 15-inch tall bag. And I gotta say, Goruck's kind of in the middle of the pack for me for my favorite comfort of a bag. And comfort will vary depending on person to person. For me, I kind of like mattressy, thick, cushiony shoulder straps, like Air. But I hate like really thin shoulder straps, like Bellroy. So this is kind of in the middle as to where it's not quite as mattressy, but it's not thin. Got a nice pump to these, it's a nice styrofoam, very strong. And for a 16-liter, I think the width is perfect. We got a little extra reinforcement for your back right here with the sternum strap. Unfortunately, Goruck loves to play some games. I'm not talking about rucking games, I'm talking about dangle games where like excess dangle going on here and here. This guy hates it. Stop the dangle, Goruck! Overall, I find Goruck to be a very comfortable wearing experience, especially with these straps. They're really not oppressive, they're not suffocating. And one thing with Goruck straps is that they will break in with time, like all things Goruck, especially with the 1000D Cordura version. On the back side of the shoulder straps is a 210D fabric, much finer, much softer, much silkier, while still being abrasion resistant. It's not gonna like bust open after a few months of usage. And one final note about the sternum strap is this system is very tedious. So if you wanna relocate it, make sure it's in the right position because it's gonna take you about at least 8 minutes to get it there and to get it solidified. But the good news is once you found your spot, it's gonna stay secure, or at least it better, because they are to move. Let us discuss the overall pros and the cons of the Goruck GR0. Pro number 1 is it's a great size for people who have a smaller frame. Pro number 2 is as long as your laptop fits, it's gonna be very, very, very well protected. And pro number 3 is in case anything does happen to your bag, Goruck's Scars lifetime warranty is epic and it's got your back. But I got some cons as well. Con number 1, while the lifetime warranty is nice and the bag is great, it's definitely at a much higher price point than other bags that are similar to it. And con number 2 is just like the toughness of this bag, especially with the 1000D Cordura. It just takes time to kind of break in these zippers, break in these shoulder straps, and some people just kind of like their bag like turnkey, just ready to go out of the box. But if you're watching this and you're like, Aaron, that's the bag of my dreams, and I'm a patient person, so I'm down for the journey. And you're gonna make a purchase or just wanna find out more information, just a reminder, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. That's where the discount codes and the best prices always are. But if you're not quite sold, let's talk some alternatives. I got 2 for you. Number 1, also a Goruck. Better. This is the double compartment, 16-liter as well, but it's a great option for you if you're digging the Goruck vibes, the look, the aesthetic, the use case, but you need more space. This thing is a 16-liter, but it packs like a 22, which is crazy how much you can fit in here, especially when you got the Robic ripstop nylon. This for me is like a Goruck I can get behind. I love this bag in this fabric. Then my other alternative recommendation is gonna be this guy, the Boundary Supply Rennen. This is a good option for you if you want like a tougher bag, but you don't want it to have quite the military vibes that Goruck's pushing. You want something a little bit more sophisticated, but it still has a bit of an edge to it, but also has got a couple external water bottle holders. Boundary Supply does great work, and this is one of their most underrated bags in my opinion. And to learn more about either of these packs, you can just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.